Welcome to this short video on how to search for an article for your Intro to Diversity Studies project. First step is to make your way to the library webpage, which you can find linked in your Canvas course on the student portal or if you do a quick Google search. You'll notice the library search is right on the front. It's a way to search for any books, ebooks, journal, newspaper articles, streaming videos that the library has access to. For this project, we're going to go ahead and click on Advanced Search. On the advanced search is where you enter in your keywords to represent what you're searching. So for this assignment, you're looking for articles on an aspect of human diversity in relation to a career or profession that you're interested in. So the next step is to spend a moment or two thinking about your keywords. It can be challenging to find articles using keywords. So you want to make sure that you spend some time thinking of all the different related terms to your two topics, again, that profession and that aspect of diversity, before you even start searching. So I have a few examples to show you. So here are some examples of finding keywords. So the first one is for nursing. So you want to search for nursing. Another option is to search something broader for healthcare professions. So if you're not finding something specific to nursing, you might find an article that is in the healthcare professions that would still be relevant to nursing. The same goes for engineering topics. Let's say you're interested in electrical engineering. You might not find articles specific to electrical engineering, but if you try the keywords engineering or STEM, you might find some relevant articles. And there's some examples for childhood education, manufacturing. So if you were interested in automotive manufacturing and you try that keyword and you're not coming up with anything, another keyword that you'd want to try would be manufacturing. You might find some relevant articles. And the same goes for that last concept too. If you're interested in gender issues, sex issues might be another keyword you want to use, or gender disparity. So again, even before you go into library search and enter in your keywords, just spend a few minutes thinking of all the different ways you could describe your career and ways you could describe that aspect of human diversity. So once you have your keywords, you can enter them into the search. So I'm going to do nursing and gender. So there's my first concept, my career, and then gender. So now I have the concepts that I'm looking for my paper. There are some other filters that you want to add that will help you find appropriate articles. So the first one is limiting it to full text. For the purposes of this assignment, you want to be able to read it online. So if you click on that, that will limit to online full text. You also want to limit it to peer-reviewed. That helps get to articles that are more scholarly or more from the trade publications in your field. So if you click on peer-reviewed, the next filter is under resource type. You need to find an article either in a trade publication or journal. You don't want newspaper articles or book chapters or streaming videos. So a way to eliminate those other types of resources, you can go ahead and just select article. So again, all of the results will be from journals or trade publications. Lastly, there's another criteria. You want articles that have been published within the last 10 years. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in the publication years, last 10 years. And now I click on search. So here's the list of journal articles that have my keywords and include all of those criteria of being full text, an article, and published within the last 10 years. And now it's just a matter of going through this list of articles, taking a look at the title of the article. You could also get more information about the article by reading the summary, which is just a paragraph or two about the article. And oftentimes you do have to go through a couple of pages of search results to find your article. But what I'm noticing, and what you might notice depending on your keywords, that these are not exactly what I'm looking for. Most of these articles deal with gender related to patients, not so much gender issues or diversity issues within the field of nursing. So these are not exactly on my topic. So instead of kind of going through and trying to find something, I'm going to go ahead and, again, try some different keywords. So I'm going to keep nursing, but I'm going to do gender disparity and see if I get more relevant search results. All right, and now I'm going to go through this list of articles. And again, the first couple maybe are not as relevant to what I'm looking for, but I'm going to keep continuing on to find. So this one again is a little bit more relevant. It's talking about gender in relation to the nursing profession in Tanzania. So I know I'm a little bit more on topic by changing those keywords. So as I'm going through these articles, I can take a look at this one. This meets my criteria for my assignment, and it's something that I'm interested in reading. And I followed the full text link, and it gets me to the PDF. And on the upper right-hand corner are some printing and downloading options. You could go ahead and print this article. You could download the article. You could share the article. So if you need to share the PDF or the citation to this article, you can download it to Google Drive, OneDrive, but you could also email it as well. Another option too is you can just copy and paste this URL. If you do need to send this article to your instructor, you can copy and paste that URL into an email. So again, you can print, email, download, share. You can also cite to this article. You need to cite to this article in APA on your reference list, and to do so, just follow that cite quotation mark. APA 7th edition is already selected, and then you can just copy and paste the citation into your reference list. And you do want to make sure that everything is correctly formatted in this reference. Most of the time it is, but again, it's your responsibility to just double check to make sure everything is correct. Now I'm back in library search. And again, to kind of review, experiment with your keywords. Make sure you select full text, peer-reviewed article, and an article that's been published within the last 10 years. If you're in library search and you're struggling to find a relevant article, or you're struggling to find keywords, please reach out to us. There is a library chat feature on the lower right-hand corner, and that goes to us at the library when we are open, and you can ask any of your questions you may have. If the library is closed, you can still use the chat, and it will just send us an alert, and we will get back to you the next time the library is open. But please reach out to us if you have any questions using library search to find an article for your assignment.